Alright, y'all, what's going on? So today, we're diving into something absolutely insane. What if Goku, our boy Goku, had Frieza's potential? And I'm not talking about just being stronger, I'm talking about that ridiculous, broken, completely unfair growth rate that Frieza has. You know, the one where he trains for like 4 months and jumps from Namek Saga power levels to literally fighting Super Saiyan Blue? Yeah, that potential. But before we get into this absolute chaos of a story, let me explain what we're working with here. See, in Dragon Ball, different races have different potential growth rates, right? Humans can train their whole lives and maybe multiply their power by like, 100 times if they're lucky. Saiyans are better, they get Zenkai boosts, transformations, all that good stuff. But Frieza's race? Bro. These dudes are literally built different. Frieza was born with a power level of 120 million. Let that sink in. Born with it. Never trained a day in his life until Resurrection F, and he was already the Emperor of the Universe. Then, this dude trains for 4 months, and he's suddenly fighting gods. That's not just talent. That's straight up hacks. That's like being born knowing calculus and then spending a weekend studying and suddenly you've solved string theory. So what we're doing today is we're giving baby Kakarot, not adult Goku, baby Kakarot, this exact same broken growth coefficient. He's still a Saiyan, still has that warrior instinct and work ethic, but now every push-up might as well multiply his power by 10. Every training session is exponential growth. It's gonna get real stupid real fast. And I love it. So yeah, our story starts the same way as canon. Planet Vegeta goes boom. Baby Kakarot gets yeeted through space in his little pod, crash lands on Earth. Grandpa Gohan finds this weird monkey baby in a crater and decides, yeah, I'll raise this alien child. What could go wrong? Everything. Everything could go wrong. See, in canon, Goku was a violent little monster until he bonked his head, right? But here's the thing. That aggression came with a power level of like 2. Maybe 10 when he got mad. Manageable stuff for a martial arts master like Gohan. But in our timeline, oh boy. The first time little Goku throws a tantrum, and I mean a real toddler tantrum, the kind where they're mad about nap time or whatever, his power level spikes to like 500. Grandpa Gohan blocks the hit because he's skilled, but his arms go completely numb. The old man's standing there like, what in the actual? But it gets worse. See, Frieza's potential isn't just about being strong, it's about exponential growth. Every time Goku plays, not trains, just plays, his power doubles. A week of playing catch with Grandpa Gohan, power level 1000. A month of just being a normal toddler doing toddler things, we're hitting 5 digits. And here's where our first major divergence happens, and I'm gonna be real with you guys. This part's kinda dark, but it needs to happen for the story. Grandpa Gohan doesn't die from Uzaru Goku. No, that would have been merciful compared to what actually happens. 3-year-old Goku is playing in the yard. He's doing that thing kids do where they're pretending to be a superhero or whatever. He jumps up, trying to do a cool spinning kick like he saw Grandpa do. But when his little foot connects with the ground, the shockwave levels the entire mountain. The house is gone. The trees are gone. And Grandpa Gohan, the old man manages to protect himself with his ki at the last second, but he's hurt bad, real bad, and little Goku doesn't understand. He runs over crying, Grandpa, wake up, and puts his tiny hands on the old man's chest to shake him awake. Gohan looks up at this child who doesn't know his own strength, and with his last breath, he doesn't blame him. He just whispers, be good, Goku. Be gentle. And then he's gone. Little Goku doesn't understand death yet, but he understands that Grandpa isn't moving anymore. He understands that something he did made Grandpa stop talking. And this fundamentally shapes who he becomes. So now we've got a 4-year-old Goku with a power level somewhere in the 100,000s, living alone in what's left of Mount Paozu. And y'all, this is where things get interesting from a character perspective. See, canon Goku was this happy-go-lucky kid because he had Grandpa Gohan's love and training, right? He learned martial arts, discipline, how to control himself. But our Goku, he's terrified of his own body. Every time he runs too fast, he creates sonic booms. Every time he jumps, he has to be careful not to launch himself into the stratosphere. He catches a fish for dinner and accidentally vaporizes the entire river. He becomes this weird paradox, incredibly powerful but desperately gentle. He learns to move in slow motion, to barely touch things, to exist as lightly as possible in a world made of tissue paper. And he's lonely. God, he's so lonely. This goes on for years. From age 4 to 12, Goku lives as a hermit child, getting exponentially stronger just by existing. And I did the math on this, guys. If we use Frieza's growth rate and Goku's just doing basic survival stuff, hunting, building shelter, staying active, we're looking at him hitting power levels in the millions by age 10. By age 12, we're talking hundreds of millions. Just from living, not training, living. Alright, so just like in canon, Bulma shows up when Goku's 12 looking for the Dragon Balls. But this meeting goes differently. Bulma's car hits Goku. Not Goku dodges and the car crashes. The car straight up slams into him at full speed. The entire front end crumples like aluminum foil. The engine block splits in half. Bulma goes flying through the windshield, and Goku catches her with one finger. Just holds her in midair by the back of her jacket with his pinky. "Oh, sorry, are you okay? I didn't mean to break your weird thing." Bulma's freaking out, obviously. She pulls out her gun, shoots him point blank. The bullets don't bounce off. They literally evaporate on contact with his aura. She's standing there like, "What are you?" But here's the beautiful thing. Goku's still Goku. He's still this innocent kid who doesn't understand the world. He's just also happened to be an accidental god. "I'm Goku. Do you want to be friends?" "I haven't had a friend since Grandpa died." And Bulma, genius that she is, immediately realizes two things. One, this kid could literally sneeze and destroy the planet. Two, he's desperately lonely and kind. So she makes a calculated decision that changes everything. She becomes his friend, like, genuinely. Not just using him for the Dragon Balls, but actually caring about this overpowered child who's been alone for 8 years. Their adventure to find the Dragon Balls is hilarious because every threat is just nothing. Oolong tries to terrorize the village. Goku looks at him and the pig faints. Yamcha shows up to rob them. The bandits' power level scanner, because in this timeline everyone realized they need to track power levels way earlier, just displays error and explodes. But here's what I love. Yamcha doesn't run away. He sees this impossibly powerful kid and goes, "Teach me." And Goku's like, "I don't know how to teach. Okay, so they finish the Dragon Ball hunt. Oolong wastes the wish on panties. Some things never change. And Goku decides he wants to get stronger. Not because he needs to, but because Grandpa Gohan always talked about this Master Roshi guy, and Goku wants to honor his grandfather's memory. So he goes to Kame House, and this is where shit gets absolutely bonkers. Master Roshi, the Turtle Hermit, the god of martial arts, takes one look at Goku's power and his scouter. Everyone has scouters in this timeline. I don't care if it's anachronistic, it makes the story better. Just shows question marks, not numbers. Question marks. The machine doesn't know how to process what it's seeing, but Roshi's intrigued. He's like, "Okay, kid, show me what you got." Goku throws a light punch. Like he's pulling back 99.9999% of his power. The shockwave creates a trench across the ocean that goes for several miles. Every window on the island shatters. Roshi's sunglasses crack. We're gonna need to work on control. So here's the thing about the Turtle Hermit training. In canon, it was 8 months of delivering milk, plowing fields with bare hands, swimming with sharks, all that stuff. Physical conditioning to build strength. But our Goku doesn't need strength. He needs the opposite. He needs to learn how not to use his power. But you know what the tragic irony is? Training control with Master Roshi's methods, the precision movements, the careful techniques, it still makes Goku stronger. Because that's what Frieza's potential does. Any physical activity, any mental growth, any development at all translates to exponential power increase. Roshi has him doing the milk delivery route, but instead of running, Goku has to walk at exactly normal human speed without breaking the bottles. Sounds easy? Not when your natural walking speed would orbit the planet. The concentration required is insane, and that mental training, that focus, it's making him stronger. The turtle shell training is modified too. Instead of wearing a heavy shell to build strength, Goku wears a shell made of the most fragile glass Roshi can find. If it cracks even slightly, he fails. He has to move through his entire day, do all his training without breaking this impossibly delicate thing on his back. Krillin shows up halfway through, takes one look at Goku casually holding back the ocean tide with his pinky during meditation practice and goes, "Maybe I'll train somewhere else." But Goku's like, "No, please stay. I need a friend." And this becomes a recurring theme, y'all. Goku's so powerful that everyone's terrified of him, but he just wants friends. He wants peers. He wants someone, anyone, who can make him feel less like a god among insects. 8 months of training later, and we're at the 21st World Martial Arts Tournament. Now, in canon, this is where Goku first shows the world he's special, right? But in our timeline, bro, the tournament almost gets canceled. First of all, registration. Goku signs up and the monk at the desk asks him to demonstrate his power for seeding purposes. Standard procedure. Goku powers up to like 0.0001% of his maximum. The entire stadium starts shaking. The ground cracks. Every scouter in a 5-mile radius explodes simultaneously. Birds fall out of the sky from the pressure. The monk passes out, wakes up, and immediately announces, "Actually, the tournament is full." But Roshi, disguised as Jackie Chun, vouches for him, says Goku has control, he can hold back, it'll be fine. It was not fine, they have to implement special rules just for Goku. No power-ups allowed, no using more than 0.001% of his strength. If an opponent surrenders, the match immediately ends. Goku must let his opponent attack first. Ring outs only, no knockouts. even with all these restrictions, the tournament is a joke. His first opponent, some random fighter, throws a punch. Goku doesn't dodge, doesn't block, just stands there. The dude's hand shatters on impact. Oh no, I'm sorry. I tried to make my skin softer, but the guy's already running out of the ring screaming. But here's where I made an interesting narrative choice. Goku makes it to the finals against Jackie Chun, Roshi, and Roshi doesn't try to win with strength. He knows that's impossible. Instead, he tries to teach Goku the last lesson he can, that strength without purpose is meaningless. They have this whole philosophical debate while fighting. It's more like Goku standing still while Roshi does elaborate movements around him. Roshi's like, "What will you do with this power, Goku? What's the point of being the strongest if there's no one to test you?" And Goku, for the first time, realizes the tragedy of his situation. He's 12 years old and already the ceiling. There's nowhere to go but sideways. Roshi forfeits the match, but not before saying something that haunts Goku. Strength without struggle isn't strength at all. It's just existence. Okay, so the Red Ribbon Army arc. In canon, this was Goku's first real challenge against an organized military force, right? Took him multiple episodes, had to gather Dragon Balls, face General Blue, Mercenary Tao, all that good stuff. In our timeline, it lasts about 30 seconds. Here's what happens. Goku hears they have a Dragon Ball and they're evil. He uses his super speed, which at this point is basically teleportation, to appear at their headquarters. Commander Red is in the middle of some evil monologue about world domination when Goku just walks through the wall. Not through the door, through the wall. The concrete might as well be missed. "Hi, you guys are bad, right?" The entire army opens fire. Thousands of bullets, missiles, tanks, everything they have. The weapons don't just fail to hurt Goku, they cease to exist when they enter his passive aura. The energy radiating from his body is so intense that matter breaks down at a molecular level. General Blue tries his paralysis technique. Goku doesn't even notice. He's looking around like, "Did you do something?" Mercenary Tao shows up, the world's greatest assassin. Takes one look at the kid who's accidentally melting the floor by standing on it and goes, "I retire." Effective immediately. But here's the thing, Goku doesn't kill anyone. He could literally blink and erase them from existence. But remember, Grandpa Gohan's dying words were, "Be good, be gentle." So instead, Goku just takes their Dragon Balls and leaves. The entire Red Ribbon Army disbands that day. Not because they were defeated, but because they realized they were living in a world where a child could walk through their strongest defenses like they were made of paper. Now, this is where I had to get creative with the power scaling, y'all. Because in canon, Korin Tower was about gaining strength and speed, but our Goku doesn't need either. So what does he gain? He climbs the tower in 0.3 seconds, and that's him going slow to enjoy the view, reaches the top, and meets Korin. The cat takes one look at him and goes, "Why are you here?" "I want to get stronger." "Kid, if you get any stronger, the planet won't survive you existing on it." And this is where we introduce a new concept, power compression. See, Korin can't make Goku stronger, but he can teach him to compress his power, to fold it in on itself so it doesn't leak out and destroy everything around him. It's like teaching a nuclear bomb to exist without radiating energy. The training is entirely mental and spiritual. Goku has to meditate for weeks, learning to pull his power inward rather than letting it naturally flow out. It's the hardest thing he's ever done because it goes against every instinct. Power wants to be expressed, not contained. The ultra-divine water scene is different too. In canon, it's poison that nearly kills you but makes you stronger if you survive. For our Goku, it doesn't make him stronger. It makes him feel. For the first time in years, Goku feels pain. Real, actual pain. His body doesn't know how to process it. He's crying, not from the hurt, but from the relief of feeling something, anything, that makes him feel mortal again. The water doesn't boost his power, but it does something more important. It teaches his body to feel again, to register sensations below planet destroying. It's a nerf, but a necessary one for his sanity. Alright, this is where things get really crazy. 3 years training with Kami, and remember, in canon this was just to prepare for Piccolo Jr. But our Goku, he's training with Earth's god not to get stronger, but to learn how to exist. Kami takes one look at Goku's power and immediately goes, "You're not supposed to exist." What? No mortal should have this power. You're an anomaly, a glitch in the universe. But instead of trying to seal Goku away or something, Kami decides to train him. Not his body, that's beyond help, but his mind, his spirit, his understanding of what it means to wield godlike power in a mortal world. The training is surreal. They spend months in the room of spirit and time. Yeah, I'm using it early, deal with it, but not doing physical training. Instead, Goku learns how to split his consciousness so he can fight himself, since no one else can. How to create mental worlds where he can simulate battles. How to exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously. how to perceive time differently. And here's the wild part, all of this mental and spiritual training, it's still making him physically stronger because of Frieza's potential. By the end of the 3 years, Goku's base power level is in the billions. Not from push-ups or sparring, but from thinking. Mr. Papo tries to teach him the pecking order, but even Papo's like, actually, you might be above me on this one. Okay, so this is different from canon, and I know some of y'all might not like it, but hear me out. In our timeline, Bulma and Goku's relationship develops differently, because she's literally the only person who's been with him since the beginning, who isn't terrified of him. She's seen him at his most vulnerable, crying over his inability to hug someone without killing them, frustrated that he can't eat with chopsticks because they disintegrate in his hands, lonely because everyone treats him like a god instead of a person. It starts during the 3-year gap before the 23rd tournament. Bulma's visiting the lookout to check on him and she finds him crying. Literal tears because he just accidentally killed a butterfly by looking at it too intently. I hate this, he says. I hate being this strong. I just want to be normal. And Bulma, a brilliant scientist that she is, starts working on solutions. She creates gravity chambers that can actually contain him, develops materials that can withstand his touch, makes weighted clothes that don't immediately collapse into a black hole from the density required to affect him. But more than that, she treats him like a person. She yells at him when he's being dumb, laughs at his jokes, doesn't flinch when he moves too fast. One day, Goku asks her, "Aren't you afraid of me?" And Bulma goes, "Goku, I've seen you cry over accidentally stepping on an ant. You're the least scary person I know." That's when it clicks for him. She sees him, not his power. The romance is slow, built on genuine friendship and understanding. When they kiss for the first time, Goku has to concentrate so hard on being gentle that he's sweating. Bulma just laughs and says, "If you kill me with a kiss, at least it'll be a hell of a way to go." They're 19 when Trunks is conceived, and let me tell you, the logistics of that. Actually, no, we're keeping this PG-13. Use your imagination. And I forgot to mention, Trunks will not inherit Goku's potential. Fast forward to the 23rd tournament. Piccolo Jr. is here for revenge, power level around 300-400, thinking he's hot shit. The Demon King Reborn, here to kill Goku and conquer Earth. The preliminary rounds are canceled. Not postponed, canceled. Why? Because when Goku signs up, every other fighter except his friends and Piccolo immediately withdraw. The entire martial arts community has accepted that Goku is beyond competition. The announcer's like, well, I guess we're doing a direct finals match. Piccolo steps into the ring, does holds a dramatic reveal, throws off his weighted clothes with a massive crater-forming thud. "I've trained for years to kill you, Goku. My power has increased 100-fold. Goku, who at this point has a power level in the tens of billions just standing there, doesn't even take a fighting stance. He just looks sad. "Piccolo, please don't do this." "Afraid, monkey? No, I don't want to hurt you." Piccolo charges with everything he has. His most powerful attack, the hyper-explosive Demon Wave, charged to maximum power. The attack that in canon could have destroyed a city. Goku sighs. Not dodges, not blocks. Sighs. And the wind from his side dissipates the attack entirely. The crowd is silent. Piccolo is frozen. And Goku just looks tired. "I win," Goku says, and the weight of his presence alone forces Piccolo to his knees. Not his power, not an attack, just the gravity of his existence pressing down. But then Goku does something unexpected. He walks over to Piccolo, helps him up, and says, "You could be strong, really strong, but not to fight me. That's impossible. Be strong for yourself. Be strong to protect things. Be strong because strength for its own sake is worthless. It's not a fight. It's a therapy session." And Piccolo, overwhelmed and confused, flies away to reconsider his entire existence. The tournament ends with Goku being declared winner by default. No celebration. No cheers. Just uncomfortable silence as Godchild walks away with his wife and baby son. By the time Trunks is born, when Goku is 20, the entire dynamic of Earth has changed. Everyone knows Son Goku isn't just the world's strongest fighter, he's something beyond comprehension. The world government offers him kingship. He declines. Scientists want to study him. He politely refuses. Religions start forming around him. He actively discourages them. All he wants is to be a normal father. But how can you be normal when you have to consciously control your strength to hold your newborn son? When you have to suppress your power to 0.00001% just to exist in the same room without your ambient energy affecting him? There's this heartbreaking scene where baby Trunks is crying and Goku reaches out to comfort him but stops. His hand inches from his son's face, trembling. "What if I hurt him?" he asks Bulma. "What if I concentrate for just 1 second less and..." "You won't," Bulma says firmly. "You've never hurt anyone you didn't mean to since Grandpa Gohan. That's the point. I did hurt Grandpa Gohan. The tragedy of being infinitely powerful. You can protect everyone from everything except yourself. Okay, let me break down the actual numbers for you math nerds out there. Age 4, after Grandpa Gohan's death, 100,000. Age 8, 10 million. Age 12 meets Bulma, 100 million. Age 13, after Roshi training, 1 billion. Age 16, after Kami training, 100 billion. Age 18, 23rd Budokai, 10 trillion. Age 20, Trunks born, 100 trillion. And remember, this is him barely doing anything, just existing, light training, mental exercises. If he actually tried to get stronger, the numbers become meaningless. For reference, Beerus is estimated to be around 10 trillion in his suppressed state. Our 18-year-old Goku is casually matching gods of destruction while holding back 99.999% of his power. As part 1 ends, we've established our key themes. Infinite power without challenge equals infinite loneliness. Goku's greatest enemy isn't a villain. It's his own strength. The relationships that matter are with those who see past his power. The tragic irony that Earth's greatest protector is also its greatest threat. Reddit's is on his way to Earth. He has no idea that his little brother isn't just strong for a Saiyan. He's broken the entire concept of power scaling. The Z fighters have stopped training. What's the point? They live in Goku's world now. And Goku himself? He sits on Mount Paozu with his wife and son, staring at the stars, wondering if somewhere out there in the vast universe there's someone, anyone, who could make him feel alive again. Spoiler alert, there isn't. But that won't stop the universe from trying and failing. And the tragedy is that Goku will keep hoping, keep searching, even though he knows it's pointless. Because what else can he do? He's Son Goku, the strongest there is, the strongest there ever was, the strongest there ever will be. And he's completely, utterly alone. Okay, Reddit's is cruising through space in his pod, all confident and stuff. His scouters picking up power levels on Earth, Piccolo at like 400, some humans in the low hundreds, nothing special. He's thinking, yeah, my worthless brother probably died as a baby, but let me check anyway. He lands at Kame House, same as canon. Steps out all dramatic with his long hair flowing, scouter beeping. He sees this dude in an orange gi playing with a little kid on the beach. Kakarot, I've found you at last. Goku looks up from building sandcastles with Trunks. Oh hey, you've got a tail like I used to have. Are you a Saiyan too? Reddit smirks. So you know of your heritage? Good, that saves time. I am Reddit's, your older brother. Cool, I have a brother. Trunks, look, you have an uncle. Little Trunks waves. Hi, Uncle Radish? Reddit's eye twitches. It's Reddit's. And cease this foolishness. You were sent here to conquer this planet. Why haven't you completed your mission? Oh, that. Yeah, no, I'm good. I like Earth. We have really good food here. You hungry? Bulma made sandwiches. This is already not going how Reddit's expected, but he's still confident. He checks his scouter, scanning Goku. The scouter displays 5. Pathetic. A power level of 5? You're a disgrace to all Saiyans. Goku tilts his head. Oh, the number thingy? Yeah, I'm suppressing my power right now. Want to see my real level? Your real level? Ha, fine. Show me your full power, though I doubt it's even. Goku releases 0.00001% of his power. The scouter starts climbing. 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. Error, error, error. Then it explodes. Not just breaks, explodes. Like the glass shards should have hurt Reddit's, but they disintegrate before touching him because they entered Goku's passive aura. Reddit's is frozen. His brain cannot process what just happened. The scouter tech has limits, sure, but it should have at least displayed something before breaking. The fact that it went straight to error means, what are you? Reddit's whispers. I'm Goku. Want to stay for lunch? But here's where it gets interesting. Remember how I said Saiyans respect strength above all else? Well, Reddit's entire worldview just shattered. This isn't just his weak little brother being stronger than expected. This is his weak little brother being stronger than anything Reddit's knew could exist. The biological imperative kicks in. The Saiyan instinct that says submit to the strongest overrides everything else. Reddit's literally falls to his knees. Lord Kakarot, forgive me, I didn't know. Dude, get up, that's weird. Also, it's Goku. But Prince Vegeta, he sent me to retrieve you. Oh, is he strong? Goku asks, and for the first time in years, there's hope in his voice. Reddit's, still on his knees, goes, Prince Vegeta has a power level of 18,000. He's one of the strongest Saiyans alive. The hope dies in Goku's eyes. Oh, that's less than, never mind. And here's the brutal honesty. Goku's so strong that 18,000 might as well be 0. It's like being excited to fight someone and finding out they're an amoeba. Listen, Goku says, helping Reddit's up. You can stay if you want. Earth's pretty nice, but if you're gonna try to hurt anyone, I'll have to stop you, and he looks at his hands. I'm not good at holding back. Reddit's is sweating bullets. Lord Kakarot. Goku. Lord Goku, Prince Vegeta and Nappa will arrive in 1 year. They're coming whether I return or not. They're far stronger than me. Okay, we'll deal with that when they get here. Now seriously, sandwich? But Reddit's can't handle it. The second Goku turns his attention back to Trunks, Reddit's runs. Full sprint back to his pod, slams the hatch, and rockets off Earth at maximum speed. He just disappears into deep space, probably to hide under a rock somewhere for the rest of his life. Krillin, who watched the whole thing from inside Kame House, walks out. So, your brother seemed nice. I think I scared him, Goku says sadly. Goku, you scare everyone. Not you guys though, right? Krillin doesn't answer. Because honestly, yeah, even his best friends are a little scared of him. 1 year passes. Goku doesn't train because what's the point? He spends the time being a dad, helping Bulma with her experiments, trying to live as normal a life as possible. The day arrives. 2 pods crash into East City. And I need you to understand something. In canon, Nappa's opening move was to nuke the entire city, right? Killed millions just to say hello. Not this time. The pods open. Nappa steps out, ready to do his signature greeting attack, raises 2 fingers, and Goku appears between them and the city. Not flies, not teleports, just appears. The air displacement from his movement creates a sonic boom that shatters every window in a 5-block radius. Hi, you must be the Saiyans Reddit's mentioned. Please don't blow up the city. People live there. Nappa's scouter is already going haywire. What the hell? Vegeta, this thing must be broken. Vegeta, calm and collected, checks his own scouter. It displays error before immediately smoking and falling off his face. Interesting, Vegeta says. You're Kakarot. It's Goku, actually, and you're Prince Vegeta. Reddit said you're really strong. I am the strongest Saiyan alive, the legendary super elite. My power level is 18,000, right? Goku interrupts. Vegeta's eye twitches. How did you? My brother told me. That's really impressive. When I was 5, my power was probably around there too. Y'all. The psychological damage this causes Vegeta cannot be overstated. The Prince of all Saiyans, the super elite, the pinnacle of their warrior race, just got told he's at the level of a 5-year-old child. Nappa, not reading the room, charges. You dare mock Prince Vegeta? What happens next is so fast that nobody actually sees it. 1 frame, Nappa is charging. Next frame, he's embedded in a mountain 50 miles away. Unconscious, but alive because Goku consciously chose not to kill him, but he probably dies shortly. Sorry, Goku shouts in the direction he sent Nappa. I tried to be gentle. Vegeta is having a full existential crisis. Everything he's built his identity on, his royal blood, his elite status, his superior power, it all means nothing in the face of whatever Kakarot has become. But Vegeta's also smart. He realizes something crucial. This isn't natural. No amount of training could produce this. Something happened to Kakarot. Something that changed the fundamental rules of how power works. What are you? Vegeta asks. And it's the same question Reddit's asked. I'm just a guy who got really strong, Goku says, and the sadness in his voice is palpable. Too strong. And then something happens that Vegeta never does in canon. He surrenders. Not out of fear, okay, mostly out of fear, but out of a desperate need to understand. How is all he asks. I don't know. I've just always been like this. Ever since I was little, every day I get stronger. I don't even try anymore, and it still happens. Vegeta's pride is shattering in real time. This low-class warrior didn't earn his power through training or determination or even anger. He just has it. It's the most unfair thing Vegeta has ever encountered. And coming from a guy who was born into royalty, that's saying something. Kill me, Vegeta says suddenly. What? No. I said kill me. I refuse to live in a universe where a low-class warrior surpasses the Prince of all Saiyans by accident. Dude, that's really dramatic. How about instead you just stay here, train, get stronger. Train, Vegeta laughs bitterly. What's the point? You could destroy me with a thought. Yeah, but maybe not forever. Maybe you'll catch up. He would not catch up. But Vegeta, broken and without purpose, stays on Earth. Not by choice, really. He's just too psychologically shattered to leave. He spends his days training obsessively, not because he thinks he can match Goku, but because he literally doesn't know what else to do with himself. Okay, so here's where things diverge massively from canon. Without Goku dying to Reddit's, there's no training with King Kai. Without the brutal Saiyan fight, nobody dies. So why do they go to Namek? Well, Vegeta, in his depression spiral, mentions something interesting during one of his rants. It doesn't matter anyway. Lord Frieza will come eventually. He's the strongest being in the universe. Even you couldn't. Who's Frieza? Goku asks, perking up for the first time in months. The Emperor of the Universe, the one who destroyed planet Vegeta. His power level is 530,000 in his first form alone. For context, y'all, Goku's power at this point is in the quintillions, but he's so desperate for a challenge that even 530,000 sounds exciting compared to the nothing he's been facing. And he gets stronger? He has multiple transformations. In his final form, his power is rumored to be around 120 million. Goku's eyes light up, not because 120 million is a threat, but because it's the highest number anyone's mentioned to him in years. But then Vegeta drops the real bomb. I recently intercepted communications. Frieza is heading to a planet called Namek to wish for immortality using something called Dragon Balls. Dragon Balls, like Earth's? Apparently, if Frieza becomes immortal with that level of power, he doesn't need to finish. An immortal tyrant would be bad, even if Goku could beat him. Plus, Bulma points out they could use those Dragon Balls to wish for something useful, like removing Goku's exponential growth so he can live normally. So they head to Namek. But the ship ride, oh man, the ship ride is where things get stupid. The trip to Namek takes 6 days. Bulma built a gravity room that goes up to 100x Earth's gravity. In canon, this pushed Goku from 90,000 to 3 million-ish. In our timeline, Goku starts at power level quintillions. He sets it to 100x gravity just to feel something. Day 1, the machine breaks. Not because it can't handle 100x gravity, but because Goku doing push-ups at 100x gravity is generating more force than the ship can contain. Day 2, Bulma rebuilds it with stronger materials. Goku does mental training, meditation, his power doubles just from thinking about training. Day 3, Vegeta tries to use the gravity room after Goku, sets it to 10x gravity, his maximum. Realizes the residual energy from Goku's presence makes it feel like 1000x, nearly dies. Day 4, Goku discovers he can split his consciousness and fight himself mentally, has full-scale battles in his own mind. Each mental victory makes him exponentially stronger in reality. Day 5, Goku accidentally enters a meditative state so deep that his power grows autonomously, wakes up 3 times stronger than when he went to sleep. Day 6, everyone else on the ship is huddled in the corner as far from the gravity room as possible because Goku's training is warping space-time inside the ship. By the time they reach Namek, Goku's power has increased by a factor of roughly 1,000, from quintillions to sextillions. The numbers are becoming meaningless, but that's kind of the point. They land on Namek. Immediately, Vegeta's like, we need to be careful. Frieza has the Ginyu Force here, his elite squadron. Each member has a power level between 40,000 and 120,000. Goku, oh, cool, they're strong. By normal standards, yes. Captain Ginyu himself can, before Vegeta can finish, 5 pods crash nearby. The Ginyu Force has arrived, alerted to their presence. They do their whole pose routine. It's fabulous. Rikum, Birder, Jace, Guldo, and Captain Ginyu all posing dramatically. We are the Ginyu Force. Prepare to... Wait, what's that pressure? They all have scouters. All 5 scouters simultaneously display error and explode. Captain Ginyu, the smartest one, immediately understands the situation. Men, I think we should leave. But Captain, Jace protests. Lord Frieza ordered us to. Lord Frieza doesn't know what we're looking at right now. That's not a power level. That's a natural disaster in humanoid form. Goku walks up to them, excited. You guys want to fight? Please? I'll hold back. I promise. The Ginyu Force looks at each other, nods in unison, and gets back in their pods. We resign, Ginyu announces. Effective immediately, we're gonna hide on the other side of the universe now. Good day. And they leave. Just like that. The universe's most elite fighting force took one look at Goku and decided retirement sounded really nice, actually. Finally, Goku meets Frieza. And this meeting, y'all, this is the most ironic thing in the entire story. Frieza's on his hover chair, surrounded by his men, when Goku walks up. No sneaking, no strategy, just walks right up to the galaxy's most feared tyrant. Hi, you're Frieza, right? Vegeta told me about you. Frieza, amused. Oh, and what did the Monkey Prince say about me? That you're super strong, power level of 120 million in your final form. Frieza's eye twitches. How do you know about my final form? Vegeta mentioned it. Hey, quick question. Have you ever trained? Trained? Yeah, like worked out, exercised, tried to get stronger? Frieza laughs. Why would I need to train? I was born with the greatest power in the universe. I am naturally perfect. And this is where Goku realizes the cosmic joke. Frieza has the same type of potential as him, that exponential growth rate, but Frieza never used it, never pushed himself, never trained a day in his life. That's so sad. How dare you pity me, monkey? No, it's just, we have the same gift, the same potential, but you wasted it. Frieza, enraged, transforms immediately to his final form. Power level 120 million. The ground shakes, the sky darkens. Lesser beings would be vaporized just from being near him. Goku doesn't even blink. His passive aura is so dense that Frieza's energy can't even reach him. My turn, I guess. Goku powers up to 0.001% of his maximum. The entire planet starts breaking apart. Not shaking, breaking. Continental plates crack, oceans evaporate, the atmosphere begins to dissipate. Oopsie, too much. Goku powers down to 0.00001%. Frieza can't move. Not won't. Can't. The pressure is so overwhelming that his body is locked in place. And for the first time in his life, Frieza understands fear. Frieza gasps, "You're like me, but you actually tried." "Yeah, every day since I was a baby. That's the difference between us. You were satisfied being the strongest. I never had a choice but to get stronger." The fight lasts exactly one move. Goku flicks Frieza in the forehead, just a tiny flick. Frieza goes flying into space, survives because of his race's durability, but is so traumatized that he never returns. Some say he's still floating out there, questioning everything. With Frieza defeated, if you can even call it that, Goku faces a horrible realization. That was supposed to be the strongest being in the universe, and it wasn't even a warm-up. But then he hears about a technique. The Yard Rats, a peaceful race, have something called instant transmission. It's not about power, it's about technique, control, precision. "I want to learn that," Goku says immediately. "But why?" Bulma asks. "You can already move faster than light." "Because it's not about speed. It's about learning something that isn't just be stronger. It's about being better." So Goku spends a year on Yardrat, not training his body. That would be pointless. Training his mind, his control, his technique. Learning to teleport, not because he needs to, but because it's something that requires skill instead of strength. 3 years after Namek, when Goku is 28 and present Trunks is 8 years old, something weird happens. A time machine appears. Out steps a teenager with purple hair and a sword. "I'm looking for Son Goku," he announces. "That's me," Goku says cheerfully. Future Trunks looks confused. "You're not dead?" "Nope. Should I be?" "In my timeline, you died of a heart virus before the androids arrived. I came to deliver medicine and warn you about—" Wait. Bulma interrupts. "You're from the future?" "Yes, I'm Trunks. Son Goku and Bulma's son from an alternate timeline." Everyone freezes. Present Trunks, 8 years old, looks at this teenager claiming to be him. But I'm Trunks," little Trunks says. Future Trunks notices the kid for the first time. "You're me, but younger? That means in this timeline, father didn't die? Can you fight?" Goku asks immediately, desperate for any challenge. "Yes, I'm a Super Saiyan. In my timeline, I'm one of the last fighters alive." "Super Saiyan?" Vegeta screams from across the yard where he's been brooding. "The legendary transformation is real?" Future Trunks, confused by Vegeta being alive. In his timeline, Vegeta died fighting the androids, demonstrates. Golden aura, spiky hair, power level in the 100 millions. Goku watches with polite interest. "That's really cool. Can you teach Vegeta how to do that? You can't transform?" Future Trunks asks. "Never needed to. Want to test your power?" Future Trunks, not knowing how different this timeline is, attacks with his sword. Full power. The blade, which can cut through basically anything, hits Goku's finger. The sword shatters. "Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to break your sword. I thought it would be stronger." Future Trunks is having a moment. What happened in this timeline?" "In mine, you were strong, but not this." They explain everything. The exponential growth, the accidental godhood, the complete breaking of power scaling. "So the androids," Future Trunks starts, "will probably be a minor inconvenience at best," Vegeta says bitterly. "Nothing is a threat to Kakarot." Future Trunks delivers the heart medicine anyway, warns about the androids arriving in 3 years, but admits, "I don't think you'll need my warning." Before leaving, Future Trunks has one last question. "In my timeline, you were a hero who died protecting Earth. Here you're basically invincible. Which version do you think is happier?" Goku doesn't answer. He doesn't need to. They all know the truth. The 3 years pass. Vegeta trains like a man possessed. Not because he thinks he can beat Goku, but because Future Trunks proved something. The Super Saiyan transformation is real. If a half-breed from another timeline can do it, then the Prince of all Saiyans must be able to achieve it. It becomes his obsession, his only reason for existing. The day before the androids are supposed to arrive, Vegeta demands a fight with Goku. "Vegeta, come on, you know how this will end." "I don't care. I've realized something, Kakarot. In another timeline, I mattered. In another timeline, I was strong enough to fight. That means this weakness isn't my fate. It's just bad luck. So fight me. Let me show you what the Prince of all Saiyans can accomplish." They go to a desert wasteland. Vegeta powers up everything he has. All his rage, all his frustration, all his hatred and pride and desperate need to matter. And it happens. Golden aura explodes around him. His hair turns gold. His power skyrockets to 150 million. "Yes!" Vegeta screams. "I've done it! The legendary Super Saiyan. Now, Kakarot!" Now we can finally... Goku hasn't moved, hasn't powered up, hasn't even taken a fighting stance. Vegeta attacks with everything. Every technique, every ounce of power, every bit of skill he's developed. Goku doesn't dodge. He doesn't need to. The attacks just stop when they hit him. Like waves hitting a mountain. Vegeta screams, tears streaming down his face. "Please, just once. Pretend I matter." "Vegeta, stop. You're gonna hurt yourself. But Vegeta can't stop. Won't stop. He charges up his most powerful attack, the Final Flash, putting his life force into it. If I can't beat you, I'll at least make you move. He fires. The beam is massive, powerful enough to destroy planets. Goku sighs and raises one hand to deflect it, just a gentle push to redirect it into space. But Vegeta, in his rage and desperation, flies directly into the path of his own redirected attack, trying to push it back at Goku. Vegeta, no! Goku moves to save him, but for once in his life, Goku uses too much force. His hand, moving to push Vegeta out of the way, accidentally goes through Vegeta's chest. There's silence. Vegeta looks down at the hole in his torso, then up at Goku's horrified face. Finally, Vegeta whispers, finally, you had to try, and he dies with a smile. Goku stands there, covered in the blood of the Prince of all Saiyans, and screams, not a power-up scream, a scream of anguish, of guilt, of the horrible realization that he's become so strong he can't even save people without killing them. The next day, androids 17 and 18 are activated. They last about 4 seconds. Goku, still traumatized from killing Vegeta, doesn't even fight them. He just appears in front of them, and his killing intent alone causes them to shut down from terror. Please, 18 says, we don't actually want to destroy anything. We just want to be free. Then be free. But if you hurt anyone, we won't, 17 quickly agrees. We'll just go shopping or something. Maybe get jobs, and that's it. The android saga ends with 17 and 18 becoming contributing members of society because they're too terrified of Goku to be evil. Dr. Gero tries to activate android 16, but Goku senses it and vaporizes the entire lab from across the planet with a finger beam. Cell, still in his larval stage, dies without ever knowing he existed. Future Trunks returns to check on things, finds out Vegeta is dead, the androids are reformed, and Cell never happened. I guess this is better, he says uncertainly. Is it? Goku asks. I killed Vegeta. I didn't mean to, but I did. How is that better? Future Trunks has no answer. He returns to his own timeline, grateful that his world's Goku never became this tragic god. As part 2 ends, let's talk about where we're at. Goku, age 31, power level literally incalculable, has never transformed into Super Saiyan even once, accidentally killed Vegeta, clinically depressed. Trunks, age 11, watched his father kill the only other Saiyan who could have taught him about his heritage, terrified of his own potential. Bulma, trying to hold her family together while being married to someone who could unmake reality with a thought. The Z Fighters, completely retired. They're civilians under the protection of a god they're too afraid to be friends with. Earth, safest planet in the universe, but also the most terrified. Everyone knows Son Goku could end everything if he sneezed wrong. And the worst part? There are still bigger threats coming. Gods of destruction, angels, the multiverse itself. But none of them matter because Goku has already won every fight before it starts. He's become the thing every fighter fears most, too strong to ever be challenged again. 7 years will pass before the next major event. 7 years of Goku trying to pretend he's normal while being anything but. 7 years of young Trunks growing up in the shadow of a father who's more force of nature than man. The night after Future Trunks leaves, Goku sits on the roof of Capsule Corp, looking at the stars. Bulma joins him. You okay? I killed him, Bulma. I killed Vegeta. It was an accident. Does that matter? He's still dead. And the worst part, for a second, just a split second when my hand went through him, I felt something. Not sadness, not anger, relief. Relief that for once, I actually had to pay attention to my strength. Goku, I'm a monster, Bulma, not because I'm evil, but because I'm too strong to be good. Every day I get stronger, and every day the gap between me and everyone else gets wider. Eventually I'll be so strong that just existing will endanger reality. We'll find a way to fix this. The Dragon Balls can't change something fundamental about a person. We tried, remember? Shenron said my power is part of my being now. It can't be removed without killing me. They sit in silence for a while. You know what the funny part is? Goku finally says. In Future Trunks' timeline, I died as a hero. People mourned me. Here I'll live forever as a god everyone fears. Which fate is really worse? Bulma takes his hand, carefully, gently. You're not a god, Goku. You're my husband. Trunks' father. You're the man who cries over accidentally stepping on flowers and who gets excited about new food. Your power doesn't define you. Doesn't it though? When you can destroy everything without trying, doesn't that exactly define what you are? There's no answer to that because they both know the truth. Goku is Son Goku, the strongest there is, the strongest there ever was, the strongest there ever will be, and he's completely, utterly, impossibly alone. Quick recap. Goku's 31 years old, has a power level that we've stopped trying to calculate because the numbers don't even make sense anymore. Accidentally killed Vegeta while trying to save him, and is living with the constant trauma of being too strong to exist safely. His son Trunks is 11, terrified of inheriting his father's curse, and everyone on Earth treats Goku less like a hero and more like a natural disaster they've learned to live around. Oh, and he's never transformed into Super Saiyan. Not once, never needed to. That's going to be relevant later. So we're jumping 7 years into the future now, and let me tell you what those 7 years looked like. Y'all, these 7 years were the most boring and simultaneously terrifying years of everyone's lives. Here's what happened. Goku tried to be a farmer. I'm not joking. He literally tried to grow vegetables. First day he plants seeds, goes to water them with a watering can, accidentally squeezes too hard, the can explodes. He tried using the hyperbolic time chamber to train alone. He spent 3 years in there, 3 days outside, just existing, training against mental images of himself because literally no one else could survive being in the same space when he powers up. And here's the messed up part. Those 3 years of solo training, they made him exponentially stronger. Again, we're now in the septillions of power level, from thinking, from shadow boxing, from doing push-ups in an empty void. Trunks, meanwhile, is now 18 years old and dealing with the worst identity crisis imaginable. He inherited Saiyan biology, but not his dad's exponential growth rate. So he's strong by human standards, maybe power level 10,000 if he really tries, but compared to his father, he might as well be an ant. The kid tried to train with Goku once. Goku powered down to 0.00001 of his power to spar. Trunks threw a punch, Goku blocked it with his pinky, and the shockwave from the block shattered every bone in Trunks' arm. After that, Trunks stopped training entirely. What's the point? Alright, so the day of the 25th World Martial Arts Tournament arrives. Goku doesn't enter because, come on, what's the point? But he goes to watch because Trunks wants to see it, and Goku's trying to be a good dad despite being a walking apocalypse. That's when this purple dude with white hair shows up looking absolutely terrified. Son Goku, I am the Supreme Kai, guardian of... Oh, hey, you're a god, right? Are you strong? Supreme Kai checks his scouter. Everyone has scouters in this timeline. I don't care if it doesn't make sense. It's funnier this way. It immediately starts smoking. What are you? That's what everyone asks, Goku says sadly. Supreme Kai explains the whole deal. Ancient evil wizard, Babidi, trying to resurrect Majin Buu, universe in danger, blah blah blah. In canon, this was a huge arc with possession, transformations, fusion, the works. In our timeline, where is this Babidi guy? Goku asks. His ship is hidden. Goku closes his eyes, senses for evil key, finds it instantly because when your power level is in the septillions, you can sense a flea farting on the other side of the galaxy. Found him. Be right back. Wait, we need a plan. But Goku's already gone. Not flying, not teleporting. He just moved so fast that reality needed a second to catch up and realize he wasn't there anymore. Inside Babidi's ship, the wizard is in the middle of gathering energy to resurrect Buu. He's got Dabura, king of the demon realm, standing guard. Power level 4 billion. Pretty strong. Goku walks through the ship's hull like it's made of tissue paper. Hi, you're evil, right? Babidi doesn't even get to answer. Goku flicks the air in his direction. Not Babidi, the air. The pressure wave erases Babidi from existence. Dabura tries to attack, turns to stone from his own spit technique because Goku's passive aura reflected it back at him. The sealed ball containing Majin Buu, Goku picks it up, looks at it, and squeezes. The ball cracks, breaks, and the ancient terror that required multiple Supreme Kais to seal away turns to powder. Total time elapsed 4 seconds. Goku returns to the tournament. Okay, I dealt with it. Supreme Kai is having a breakdown. That was supposed to be the greatest threat the universe has ever known. Yeah, well now it's not. Want to watch the tournament? And that's the entire Buu saga, folks. 4 seconds. No Super Saiyan 3, no fusion, no Kid Buu, no nothing. Just Goku being so overpowered that universal threats are minor inconveniences. Same year, because apparently the universe decided to speedrun throwing threats at Goku. Beerus, the god of destruction, wakes up from his 39-year nap because of a prophetic dream about a Super Saiyan god. He shows up on Earth looking for this Super Saiyan god. Finds Goku. You, Saiyan. Have you heard of the Super Saiyan god? Nope, but I'm pretty strong. Want to fight? Beerus laughs. Mortal, I am a god of destruction. My power is beyond your comprehension. Cool. What's your power level? Now, in canon, Beerus doesn't use power levels, but for our story, let's say his suppressed state is around 10 trillion. That's a 1 with 12 zeros. Pretty impressive. Goku's base power is currently in the septillions. That's a 1 with 24 zeros. Beerus throws a casual punch to test this mortal. Goku doesn't dodge, doesn't block. The punch hits him and Beerus' hand breaks. What? Oh no, I'm sorry, I tried to make my face softer, but Beerus backs away, horrified. He powers up to 70% of his power, something he hasn't done in millions of years. The entire solar system shakes. Other planets and nearby systems crack from the pressure. Goku yawns. Not to be disrespectful, he's just genuinely bored. Beerus goes 100%, his maximum power, the power that can destroy universes. He charges at Goku with everything he has. Goku catches his fist with 2 fingers. Is that it? And this is where the cosmic order breaks. A mortal. A mortal just stopped a god of destruction at full power without even trying, without transforming, without powering up. Just stopped him. Whis appears instantly. Lord Beerus, we need to leave. Now. Whis, what is this thing? Whis analyzes Goku, and for the first time in the angel's existence, he looks concerned. An anomaly. He shouldn't exist. No mortal should have this power. Should I destroy him? Beerus asks, though they both know he can't. No. I think I need to train him. So Whis takes Goku to Beerus's planet, not to make him stronger, dear God no, but to teach him control. And this is where we learn something interesting about God Ki. Your problem, Whis explains, is that your mortal ki is so massive it's warping space-time. God Ki doesn't leak. It's perfectly contained energy that doesn't affect the physical world unless you want it to. So it'll make me weaker? No, it'll make you denser. Instead of being a star radiating energy in all directions, you'll be a black hole containing it all in one point. The training is hilarious because Goku masters it instantly. Not because he's a genius, but because when your base power is septillions, learning to convert it to God Ki is like learning to flip a light switch when you control all electricity on Earth. But here's the thing. God Ki is a multiplier. So when Goku applies God Ki to his already infinite base, congratulations, Whis says dryly. You're now powerful enough to destroy multiple universes simultaneously. But I don't want to destroy anything. I know. That's the only reason you're still alive. Whis also tries to teach Goku Ultra Instinct, that technique where your body moves without thinking. But Goku can't learn it. You know why? Because Ultra Instinct requires being pushed to your absolute limit, forcing your body to transcend its boundaries. Goku has no limits. He has no boundaries. He's never been pushed because nothing can push him. This is ironic, Whis notes. You're too strong to learn the ultimate technique. While Goku's off learning to not accidentally destroy reality by breathing too hard, Frieza gets found by his forces. He trains for 4 months, achieves his golden form, power level 100 quintillion. In canon, this made him competitive with Super Saiyan Blue. He arrives on Earth with an army ready for revenge. Monkeys, I have returned. Where is that Saiyan Goku? Goku instant transmissions back from Beerus's planet. He's still in base form, hasn't even bothered with God Ki. Oh hey Frieza, you got stronger. I trained for 4 months. My power has increased 10 million fold. I am now... Goku powers up to 0.01% of his base. Not God Ki, just base. Frieza's scouter doesn't explode, it just gives up, displays a sad face emoji and shuts off. No, Frieza whispers. No, this is impossible. I have the greatest potential in the universe. Yeah, about that, Goku says. We have the same potential type, I just, used mine more. Golden Frieza attacks with everything. His Death Beam, Death Ball, Death everything. The attacks hit Goku and just stop existing. The energy is absorbed into his passive aura like rain into an ocean. Please, Frieza begs, just let me have this. Pretend I'm strong. Give me that much. And Goku, out of pure pity, throws a fake punch that Frieza dodges. Wow, you're fast. But Frieza knows. He knows it's pity, and that breaks him more than any beating could. Kill me, Frieza says. I can't live knowing something like you exists. No, go train more. Maybe in 1,000 years you'll be strong enough for me to notice. Frieza leaves, but reports say he flew his ship directly into a black hole just to see if anything could kill him. The black hole broke. Champa shows up wanting to fight his brother's universe. Stakes are Earth because Champa wants Earth's food. Universe 7 team, Goku, Piccolo, who hasn't trained in years, Monaka, Beerus's fake hero, Trunks, Goku's son, now 18 to 19, and Krillin, who's basically retired. The brackets are set. First match, Botamo versus Goku. Botamo's gimmick is that his body sends all damage to another dimension. He literally cannot be hurt by conventional attacks. Goku walks up to him, says, "Sorry about this," and taps him on the belly. The tap is so gentle, so controlled, but it still contains more energy than Botamo's dimension can handle. The dimension breaks. Botamo flies out of the ring from the air pressure of Goku walking toward him. Time, 2 seconds. Frost is next. In canon, he uses poison needles and cunning. Here, he takes one look at Goku, raises his hand, and says, "I forfeit." What? But we haven't fought yet, and we're not going to. I choose life. Magetta, the Metal Man. Goku breathes slightly harder than normal. Magetta melts from the temperature change. Kaba, the Universe 6 Saiyan, is shaking. You're a Saiyan like me? Yup. Can you teach me to be strong? I honestly don't know how. I just am. Kaba tries to fight, throws his best punch. Goku doesn't move. Kaba's hand breaks. He forfeits. Finally, hit. The legendary assassin who can skip through time. My time skip allows me to... Cool technique, Goku says, standing behind him. How did you... Oh, I moved so fast that time didn't notice. Your skip thing is neat, though. Hit tries his intangible assassination techniques. They phase through Goku because Goku's body is so dense with power that it exists in multiple dimensions simultaneously. You can't hit what technically isn't fully there. I yield, Hit says immediately. You're not a fighter, you're a concept. I can't assassinate an idea. Total tournament time 5 minutes, and that's including the announcements. Champa is furious. This isn't a tournament. This is just watching that thing humiliate my team. Hey, Goku protests. I held back so much. That was holding back? Beerus is embarrassed. Not proud, embarrassed. Because it's like bringing a nuclear bomb to a knife fight and expecting applause. The Tournament of Power, 80 fighters, 8 universes. Last universe standing survives. The rest get erased. Universe 7's team is Goku, Trunks, Piccolo, Krillin, Android 17, Android 18, Frieza, forced to participate, and Master Roshi. Frieza's there like, why am I here? He could solo all 79 other fighters simultaneously. Shut up, Frieza. The tournament starts. All 80 fighters on the platform. The Grand Priest says, begin. Jiren, the strongest mortal from Universe 11, immediately charges at Goku. This is a being stronger than his own god of destruction. Goku looks at him. Not a glare, not a powered-up look, just looks. Jiren flies backward out of the ring from the air pressure of Goku's pupils, focusing on him. Time elapsed, 3 seconds. Hit tries time skip. Goku's already behind him. This again? Gently pokes Hit's shoulder. Hit flies out. Time elapsed, 7 seconds. Kale and Caulifla try to fuse into Kefla. Goku walks between them before the Potara earrings can connect. Fusion's cool but unnecessary. Both fly out from him walking past. Time elapsed 12 seconds. Analaza, the giant fusion warrior, starts forming. Goku sighs, raises one finger, shoots a beam thinner than a hair. Analaza explodes before fully manifesting. Time elapsed 18 seconds. The remaining 70-plus fighters all attack at once. Every technique, every transformation, every last drop of power from 7 universes. Goku releases 0.00001% of his aura. Everyone flies out. The entire platform cracks. The void shakes. Time elapsed 25 seconds. Ring out! Universe 7 wins. The Omni King is clapping. That was fun, but too fast. Should we erase Universe 7 for having him? No, he's entertaining. But next time, he fights alone against everyone. Goku stands in the center of the ruined platform, surrounded by his teammates who never moved, never fought, never did anything. So, do I get to make a wish? Android 17 just stares. You couldn't have made it last longer for entertainment? I tried. I moved as slow as I could. That was slow? Goku wishes back all the erased universes because what else is he going to wish for? More power? God, no. Future Trunks returns again, now in his 30s, warns about Goku Black and Zamasu. Wait, present Trunks says, hey, you're that me from the future? It's complicated, but in my timeline, someone stole Goku's body and someone stole my body? Goku perks up. Are they strong? They're destroying my timeline. Goku goes to the future. Goku Black, who has the body of a Goku who died before developing Frieza potential, is maybe power level 90 sextillion with Rose form. So you're me but evil? I am Zamasu. I have taken your body to enact justice. Goku flicks him. Goku Black explodes into atoms. Immortal Zamasu shows up. You cannot kill me. I am immortal. Cool. Goku creates a key sphere around him, compresses it until it's denser than a black hole, then throws it into a dimension where time doesn't exist. You can be immortal in timeout forever. Returns to present, finds present Zamasu before he can even start his plan. Hey, you're thinking of stealing my body? How did you... Don't. Trust me. It won't end well. Beerus shows up and Hawkeye's present Zamasu just to be sure. Problem solved in less than an hour. At this point, the Grand Priest and the angels are having meetings about Goku. He's broken the hierarchy, Whis reports, a mortal stronger than gods of destruction approaching angel tier power, potentially matching Lord Zeno if he keeps growing. He must be erased, another angel suggests. Can we erase him? Whis asks. His existence is so dense that erasure might not work. They test it, send a minor erasure attempt his way, disguised as a sparring match with Whis. The erasure hits Goku and just doesn't, like trying to delete a file that's too large for the recycle bin. Okay, new plan, the Grand Priest decides. We offer him godhood. Make him a god of destruction. Put rules on him. They approach Goku with the offer. You can become a god of destruction, immortal, official, part of the cosmic order. Would it undo my exponential potential? No. Then no thanks. You have to. You're breaking reality by existing. Then maybe reality should be stronger. And that's where part 3 ends, y'all. Goku has become so powerful that the cosmic forces designed to maintain balance are scrambling to figure out what to do with him. He's not evil, so they can't justify destroying him, if they even could. He's not interested in power or conquest, so he's not technically a threat. He's just there, existing, being impossibly strong. Where we're at now, Goku, power level is meaningless. Might be infinite, has never once transformed into Super Saiyan, never needed to. Living with the guilt of killing Vegeta and the loneliness of being unreachable. Trunks gave up training, works as a scientist with his mom, has normal human friends who don't know his dad is basically God. Bulma, somehow still married to Goku, has developed technology specifically to allow her husband to exist near humans without killing them by accident. Earth, the safest place in the multiverse, and everyone hates it. No challenges, no threats, no growth. Just existence under the protection of an omnipotent farmer. The gods, having existential crises. The hierarchy is broken. A mortal is stronger than them, and they can't do anything about it. The multiverse, pretending Goku doesn't exist, because acknowledging him means admitting the system is broken. You know what the worst part is? Goku's still getting stronger. Every day, every hour, every second. He doesn't train anymore, just exists. And his power still grows exponentially. He tried meditation, made him stronger. He tried sleeping, made him stronger. He tried literally doing nothing, still got stronger. It's Frieza's potential turned into a curse. Maybe it would be wrong to call it Frieza's potential. At this point, his potential is even more than Frieza's own potential. The ability to grow without limit, without effort, without purpose. There's this scene I didn't include in the main narrative where Goku's sitting with Master Roshi, who's somehow still alive. You won, Roshi says. You're the strongest. I didn't win anything. I just am. Isn't that winning? Is it? I wanted to be strong to protect people. Now people need protection from me. I wanted to fight strong opponents. Now there aren't any. I wanted to push my limits. I don't have limits. What did I win, Master? Roshi doesn't answer, because they both know the truth. Goku won everything and lost everything in the same instant. He became so strong that strength itself became meaningless. Quick recap before we dive into this insanity. Goku has a power level that broke mathematics itself, accidentally killed Vegeta years ago, has never transformed into Super Saiyan, not even once, and is so strong that gods of destruction are having therapy sessions about him. His son Trunks gave up training because what's the point? And everyone on Earth treats Goku like a walking nuclear bomb that learned how to farm. The Grand Priest just tried to offer him godhood and Goku said no. The cosmic hierarchy is in shambles, and our boy just wants one thing, that he's wanted since he was 12 years old, a real fight. So that's exactly what he demands. The scene is Zeno's palace. All the angels are there, all the gods of destruction, the supreme Kais, even Zeno himself sitting on his little throne, kicking his feet like kids at a movie. Grand Priest is standing before Goku, and for the first time in his existence, he looks concerned. Son Goku, you must accept a position in the divine hierarchy. Your power is, fight me. Everyone freezes. I'm sorry. Fight me, all of you, every god, every angel, everyone, at once. Beerus chokes on air. Are you insane? Maybe, Goku says, and there's something different in his voice. Not excitement, desperation. I've been the strongest thing alive since I was 12. 12. Do you know what that's like? I sneeze wrong and continents crack. I dream too vividly and the planet shakes. I haven't had a real fight in 30 years. Goku, Whis interjects, what you're asking is... I'm not asking. And for the first time, Goku lets his power flow freely. Not attacking, just existing without restraint. The palace doesn't shake, it warps. Reality bends around him like space around a black hole. Several lesser angels immediately teleport away just from proximity. Holy shit, I need y'all to understand what's happening here. Goku's base power, unsuppressed, is so massive that existence itself is having trouble containing it. The Xanos' palace, which exists outside normal space-time, is creaking. Zeno claps. Ooh, big fight, everyone versus Goku, fun, Grand Priest sighs. Lord Zeno, this could destroy. Big fight, Zeno says. And that's that. When the Omni King speaks, everyone listens. They move to a special void, not the Tournament of Power void that would break instantly. This is deeper, a place between places where even concepts barely exist. The only thing here is will made manifest. On one side, Goku, alone, still in his orange gi, still in base form, still having never transformed into Super Saiyan even once in his entire life. On the other side, everyone. 12 angels, including Whis and Vados, 12 gods of destruction, including Beerus and Champa, all Supreme Kais, Grand Priest himself. I didn't include Zeno because he isn't a fighter. He's basically a walking universe deleter, not someone who throws hands. I'm not even sure he can fight, but even if I added Zeno anyway, Goku would still run circles around him. The rules are simple. Defeat Goku or Goku defeats everyone. No killing. Zeno want to watch this again later. Just pure combat. Grand Priest raises his hand. Begin, y'all. What happens next is 30 years of suppressed desire exploding at once. All 12 gods of destruction attack simultaneously. Hakai energy from every direction, each one capable of erasing solar systems. Goku doesn't dodge. He catches the energy, compresses it into a ball, and throws it back. But here's the thing, the angels are already moving. Whis and Vados flank him at speeds beyond speed. Their strikes don't just hit the physical, they attack across dimensions past, present, and future simultaneously. For the first time in decades, Goku has to dodge. Yes, he screams, weaving between attacks that exist in 17 dimensions. More. Belmod uses his justice chains, Quidella creates destruction mines in the air itself, Hella's warps space to attack from inside Goku's own body, and Goku is laughing. Not his usual cheerful laugh. This is primal. This is decades of frustration finally finding release. He catches Champa's tail, swings him into Beerus, blocks a combined attack from 6 Supreme Kais with his shin, headbutts Moscow so hard the robot god's entire system needs rebooting. But the angels are different. They're not just strong, they're skilled. Techniques Goku's never seen, never imagined. They attack his energy directly, trying to disperse it rather than overcome it. Martinu creates time loops, forcing Goku to fight the same second 17 times simultaneously. Owamo phases his entire existence 90 degrees from reality, attacking from angles that shouldn't exist. Sour generates gravity so intense that even Goku's impossible density starts to compact, and through it all, Grand Priest orchestrates, not attacking directly but coordinating, finding patterns in Goku's movement, predicting his responses. 10 minutes in, Goku's gi is torn. Torn. When was the last time clothing was damaged on his body? When was the last time he felt impact? Is that all you got? Goku roars and his power spikes. Not a transformation, he still refuses to go Super Saiyan, but just more. More power, more speed, more everything. He grabs Kus and Cognac by their necks, smashes them together, fires a Kamehameha that Whis has to actually strain to deflect. Instant transmissions so fast he appears to be in 12 places at once, fighting every angel simultaneously. 20 minutes in, and here's where it gets interesting. The angels and gods start working together, like actually coordinating beyond anything they've ever done. Beerus and Champa put aside their rivalry, combining their destruction energy. The Supreme Kais link their creation power to stabilize reality while the angels attack. Grand Priest stops coordinating and enters the fight directly. And Grand Priest, y'all, Grand Priest is different. His strikes don't just hit Goku, they hit the concept of Goku. Each punch targets not his body, but his existence, trying to unweave him from reality itself. For the first time since he was 5 years old, Goku bleeds. It's just a drop, a single drop of blood from his nose, but everyone stops. "Don't you dare stop now," Goku whispers, wiping the blood with a shaking hand. Not from fear, from joy. This is what I wanted. This is what I needed. The fight continues, but now it's different. Goku isn't just fighting, he's trying, actually putting in effort. His muscles strain. Sweat appears on his brow. His breathing becomes audible. The angels press their advantage. Whis and Vados create a temporal prison, locking Goku between 13 different timeline versions of their attacks. The gods of destruction pool their energy into Beerus, who goes beyond 100%, something that should be impossible. And then, in a moment that makes zero sense but is absolutely perfect, Goku does something he's never done before. He struggles. Real, genuine struggle. Not holding back to avoid killing someone, not pretending to make others feel better, actual, legitimate difficulty. His knee buckles under a combined strike from 8 angels. Grand Priest's conceptual attacks start to take hold, making Goku's power flicker. For one beautiful, terrible moment, it looks like he might lose, and Goku has never been happier. But here's the thing about Frieza's potential. Struggle makes it stronger. Difficulty multiplies it. And Goku hasn't struggled in 30 years. All that accumulated potential, all those decades of easy growth, suddenly have something to push against. And the multiplication is insane. Goku's power doesn't just increase, it explodes. The void itself, a place that shouldn't be able to break, cracks. The angels are pushed back by pure pressure. Several gods of destruction pass out just from proximity. But Goku doesn't end it instantly. He savors it. Trades blows with Grand Priest that delete pocket dimensions, catches combined angel attacks and redirects them, takes hits that would unmake universes and asks for more. Finally, after 45 minutes, the longest fight Goku's had since childhood, he stands victorious. Every god is down or yielding. Every angel is exhausted. Grand Priest himself is on one knee, something no being has ever seen. And Goku? Goku is crying. Not from pain, not from sadness, from gratitude. "Thank you," he says. "Thank you for giving me this." Zeno is ecstatic, clapping and demanding an encore. But Grand Priest raises a hand. "Son Goku," he says, standing with dignity despite his defeat. "You have proven yourself beyond any doubt. You are the strongest thing that has ever existed or ever will exist. Now, we offer you a choice." He gestures and 3 paths appear. Become a god of destruction. Rule over a universe, maintain balance, have purpose. Become an angel. Guide others, exist beyond mortal concerns, achieve true enlightenment. Or, Grand Priest hesitates, become the new Omni King. Zeno-sama is willing to step aside for someone of your power. The entire void is silent. Everyone, gods, angels, even the Omni King, wait for Goku's answer. Goku looks at each path, then looks at Grand Priest, then smiles the saddest smile in creation. "I just want it to be normal." "What?" "I've been a god since I was 12. Not by choice, just by existing. I killed my grandfather by accident when I was 3. I killed Vegeta trying to save him. I can't hug my son without concentrating. I can't make love to my wife without conscious effort not to break her. I can't eat with chopsticks because they dissolve in my hands. I just want to be normal." Grand Priest stares. "You would give up this power? I never wanted it. It just happened. Every day getting stronger, every moment growing beyond everyone else. Do you know what it's like to be so strong that existence itself is an effort? To know that a stray thought could unmake reality? I just want to be human. Please." Grand Priest is silent for a long moment. Then, there is a way. A technique so dangerous that even I have never attempted it. It doesn't remove power. Nothing can do that. But it can teach you to suppress it so perfectly that even your potential becomes dormant. Yes. Whatever it is, yes. The ritual takes 10 days. The pain will be beyond anything you've experienced. You might die, you might cease to exist, you might become something worse than dead. I don't care if there's even a chance. Grand Priest nods slowly. Very well. They return to Earth for the ritual. Goku insists on it. If he's going to die or cease to exist, he wants it to be on the planet he protected. The ritual is called the Chains of Mortal Will. It's not about binding power. It's about teaching the soul to forget it has power at all. To make godhood dormant, sleeping so deeply it might as well not exist. Bulma holds his hand as Grand Priest begins. Trunks watches from a distance, not sure if he should hope for his father's success or prepare for his death. Day 1. Grand Priest inscribes symbols that exist in 17 dimensions onto Goku's body. Each one burns not just flesh, but existence itself. Goku screams but doesn't move. Day 2. Chains of pure concept wrap around Goku's power, trying to contain infinite energy. Several chains shatter instantly. Grand Priest repairs them, tries again. Goku's screaming has stopped. His throat gave out. Day 3. The Earth starts to crack from the pressure. Whis and Vados have to maintain reality bubbles to keep the planet intact. Goku's body begins to flicker between existing and not. Day 4. Goku's power fights back unconsciously. Energy lashes out, nearly killing everyone. Bulma refuses to leave. If he dies, I'm dying with him. Day 5. Something shifts. The chains stop breaking. The power stops fighting. Goku stops flickering. For a moment, everyone thinks he's dead. Then he gasps. Day 6 to 9. The real work begins. Not binding the power, but teaching Goku's very essence to ignore it. To make suppression not an act of will, but an act of existing. Every atom of his being is reprogrammed, told to forget its strength. Day 10. The final seal. Grand Priest looks exhausted, the first time anyone's seen an angel show fatigue. This is the moment. Either it works, or everything ends. He places his hand on Goku's forehead. There's a flash of light so bright that even the Omni King, watching from his palace, have to shield his eyes. When it fades, Goku collapses. Goku wakes up 3 days later. The first thing he notices is weight. His body has weight. His arms feel heavy. His breathing takes effort. He's never been happier. Did it work? Bulma asks, tears in her eyes. Goku sits up, slowly, carefully, like a normal person would. He reaches for a glass of water on the nightstand, picks it up. It doesn't shatter. The water doesn't evaporate. His fingers don't phase through it. It worked, he whispers, then louder, laughing. It worked! He hugs Bulma without restraint for the first time in 30 years, kisses her without fear. Trunks joins the hug, and for once, Goku doesn't have to hold back. Grand Priest explains, your power isn't gone, it's sleeping. Suppression is now your natural state. You can access your true strength if needed, but it requires conscious effort. And while suppressed, your potential is dormant. You won't grow stronger by accident anymore. So I'm normal. As normal as someone with infinite power sleeping inside them can be. Your resting power level is now approximately 100, like a strong human. Goku tests it, throws a punch. It's fast for a human, slow for what he was. He tries to fly and can't. Tries to sense energy, barely can. He's never been more relieved. The next year is the happiest of Goku's life. He farms, and the crops actually grow because he's not accidentally irradiating them with power. He spars with Krillin and actually has to try. Not pretend to try. Actually try. He loses sometimes and laughs about it. He enters the 26th World Martial Arts Tournament as a regular fighter. Makes it to the semifinals before losing to a young up-and-comer. The crowd cheers for both fighters equally. No one runs in terror. Trunks starts training again, knowing he can spar with his father without fear. They bond over martial arts in a way they never could before. The people of Earth slowly stop fearing him. He's still Son Goku, Earth's hero, but now he's also just Goku, the farmer who's pretty good at fighting. Piccolo visits more often. They meditate together, and for once, Goku's meditation doesn't accidentally open portals to other dimensions. Even Android 17 and 18 come by sometimes. They have actual conversations that don't revolve around everyone being terrified. 1 year after the ritual, Goku and Bulma sit on the same hill where they first met all those years ago. The Dragon Balls are scattered around them. Not for a wish, just for nostalgia. Any regrets? Bulma asks. About what? Giving up being the strongest in the universe, in all universes. Goku thinks about it. Really thinks. I was never the strongest, he finally says. I was just the loneliest. Strength without challenge isn't strength. Power without purpose isn't power, it's just existence. Very philosophical for you. Piccolo's been teaching me big words. They laugh. Then Bulma asks, what if something threatens Earth? Something big. Goku smiles, then I'll protect it. The power's still there, sleeping. Grand Priest made sure of that. If the universe really needs that kind of strength, I can access it, but only if there's no other choice. And if you have to become that strong again, permanently, then I'll deal with it. But until then, he pulls her close. I'm just Goku. Husband, father, farmer, friend, Saiyan, or close enough. They kiss as the sun sets, and for the first time in his life, Goku doesn't have to hold back. In the distance, Shenron rises from the Dragon Balls unbidden, a cosmic acknowledgement that balance has been restored. The dragon looks at Goku, nods once, and disappears. But wait, there's one more scene. Because this is Dragon Ball, and we need our proper ending. 5 years later, Goku's teaching at the martial arts school. He's sparring with a group of kids, power level maybe 5 each. He's having to work to keep up with all of them at once. One kid, a little girl with pigtails, lands a solid hit on his jaw. Goku goes down dramatically. Oh no, you got me, I'm defeated. The kids cheer. The little girl helps him up. Mr. Goku, were you really the strongest fighter ever? Goku ruffles her hair. Nah, the strongest fighter is the one who knows when not to fight. That doesn't make sense. It will when you're older. As the kids run off to lunch, Krillin walks over. You know, you could have dodged that. Where's the fun in that? They watch the kids playing, and Krillin asks the question he's wanted to ask for years. Do you miss it? The power? Goku considers. Sometimes, when I see a mountain and remember I could have moved it. When I look at the stars and know I could have flown to them. But then I remember what that power cost. Grandpa Gohan. Vegeta. 30 years of isolation. And I think this is better. Even though you're just human now, because I'm just like a human now. Humans get to struggle. Humans get to grow. Humans get to connect with others. I spent 30 years as a god. Now I get to spend the rest of my life as a man. That's not a downgrade. That's freedom. By human, I mean his strength is comparable to a human. But he is still a Saiyan. And there it is, y'all. The complete story of what happens when you give Goku Frieza's potential. He becomes everything and nothing at the same time. the strongest being in existence who just wanted to be normal. The moral, with great power comes great loneliness. But more than that, strength without struggle isn't strength at all. It's a prison. The ability to do everything means nothing if there's no challenge in doing it. Goku achieved what every fighter dreams of, absolute power, and learned what every god knows. Absolute power is absolutely meaningless without someone to share it with. In the end, he chose love over strength, humanity over godhood, connection over power. And that choice, that voluntary weakness, made him stronger than infinite power ever could. Because true strength isn't about what you can do, it's about choosing what not to do. It's about knowing that you could unmake reality with a thought, and choosing instead to plant radishes and teach children how to throw a proper punch. That's Son Goku. Not the strongest there is, not the strongest there was, not the strongest there ever will be. Just Goku. And that's enough. All right, everybody, that's it. That's the complete What If Goku Had Frieza's Potential story. 4 parts, from accidentally killing Grandpa Gohan as a toddler to choosing humanity over godhood in his 40s. What did y'all think? Did the Tournament of Gods deliver? Was the ritual too convenient? Should Goku have chosen to become Omni King? Let me know in the comments. This whole what if was an exploration of the idea that being too strong is its own weakness. That power without purpose is meaningless. That connection matters more than strength. And that sometimes the bravest thing you can do is choose to be vulnerable. Thank you all for coming on this absolutely insane journey with me. From power levels in the septillions to Goku learning to be a normal farmer, it's been wild. If you enjoyed this what if, hit that like button, subscribe for more Dragon Ball content, and remember, no matter how strong you get, you're only as powerful as the connections you make with others. Until next time, train hard, but not too hard. You don't want to end up accidentally killing everyone you love with your pinky finger. Peace out, Dragon Ball family.